Alright everybody, welcome back here to Holiday Racing Season 7 Event Number 7. We're out here for our 4th round track event here of the week, and there's not really that much else to say, so let's go ahead and get this late night event started out here with Patrick Star and Patrick Monster Truck versus Barnacle Boy in Batman. And Patrick Star with the block will get the win and defeat Barnacle Boy. Next up, we've got Lizard Gaming and Avenger versus Caro Harrison and Dragon Ice. Ooh, Dragon Ice will fall right off the side, and Avenger will blow past him for the win. Next up, we've got Monster Jam Collector 2008 and Northern Nightmare Ice versus Nicholas Mordekisi and Gravedigger Ice. Gravedigger Ice will fall off the side, which will allow for Northern Nightmare Ice to get the win. Next up, we've got Squidward Q Tentacles and Squidward Monster Truck versus Sheldon J Plankton and Plankton Monster Truck. It's the battle of the SpongeBob character trucks out here. Let's see which one will move on. Plankton with the lead going down the ramp. Squidward trying to have a nice bounce off the Jersey barriers, which will allow him to get the win and defeat Plankton. Next up, we've got the Cameron 9785 and Monster Mutt versus BuckFan23 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will have a crazy crash, which will allow for Monster Mutt to get the win. Next up, we've got Liam's Toy Time in 32 Degrees versus Mrs. Puff in Higher Education. Higher Education will wipe out and crash, and 32 Degrees will get the win on camera, but 32 Degrees is now finally stopped and will move on to the next round. Next up, we've got Nitro Studios and Son of a Digger versus Monster Truck Sid and Walmart Museum Truck. And Walmart Museum Truck will push Son of a Digger over so he can get the win. Next up, we've got Sandy Cheeks and El Toro Loco versus All About Monster Trucks in Michigan Ice Monster. Who Michigan Ice Monster had the lead, but will hit the Jersey barriers, allowing for El Toro Loco to get the win. Next up, we've got Us_Jam and Dancer versus Eugene H. Krabs and Mr. Krabs Monster Truck. And I think Mr. Krabs Monster Truck will barely get the win with a block. Next up, we've got the Chocolate Drive and Mechanical Mischief versus Monster Jam Kobe in Prancer. Ooh, Prancer trying to get the block, but will roll over, allowing for Mechanical Mischief to get the win. Next up, we've got Mum and Yeti versus Racket at 17 in Stone Crusher. Stone Crusher trying to get the crash block, but it's not going to work out as Yeti will get the win. Next up, we've got Monster Jam Extreme in Vixen versus Bakugan Dragonoid Monster Jam Fan in Bakugan Dragonoid Ice. Ooh, Vixen got a bit swirly, but it's not going to matter as he will keep the lead and defeat Bakugan Dragonoid. Next up, we've got Spin Master Monster Jam and Santa's Monster Sleigh versus Riggs of Rod's SMTV and Glaze Machine. Ooh, Glaze Machine will have a hard crash and Santa's Monster Sleigh will get the block for the win. Next up, we've got Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune Ice versus Squilliam Fancy Sun and Octonator Ice. Ooh, it's a good race. Soldier Fortune Ice kind of got a bit swirly there, and Octonator Ice will defeat Soldier Fortune Ice. Next up, we've got Mermaid Man and Iron Man versus SpongeBob SquarePants and SpongeBob Monster Truck. And SpongeBob with the block will defeat Iron Man. Next up, we've got Cats and Dasher versus Zona Monsters in Bad Company Ice. Ooh, Dasher will hit the Jersey barriers, which will allow for Bad Company Ice to move on. Next up, we've got Aaron1234 Channel and Team Hot Wheels Firestorm versus Mac Bulldog Mac and Alien Invasion Ice. Ooh, Team Hot Wheels Firestorm will do a slack wheelie right there, but it won't matter as they will get the win. And next up, we've got Monster Jam California in Northern Nightmare versus Twin Monkey in Holiday Hauler. Ooh, Holiday Hauler got a bit swirly, trying to make the comeback, but it's not going to work out as Northern Nightmare will advance. Next up, we've got Bullseye and Roger Dodger versus Katie Whitty and Monster Mutt Husky. And a crash block, nice there. Monster Mutt Husky will allow for Roger Dodger to crash and will block him from getting the win. Next up, we've got Flying Dutchman and Track Ace Tires Gravedigger versus Jackson Hughes in Gravedigger. We've got the Battle of the Gravediggers out here. Which one will come out the winner and advance on to round 2? And Track Ace Tires Gravedigger will block out the regular Gravedigger for the win. Next up, we've got Mosham Weekly Updates in Dragon versus Nicole Johnson and Tasmanian Devil. And Tasmanian Devil with a crash block will get Next up, we've got Gary the Snail and Monster Mutt Ice versus Karen in Blue Thunder Ice. And Monster Mutt Ice will get the win. Next up, we've got Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler versus Maxer RT and El Toro Loco Ice. Ooh, I jumped on there to El Toro Loco Ice. They may have fallen off the side, but Monster Mutt Rottweiler will Next up, we've got Dead Panda and Captain's Curse versus Perch Perkins and Chillin' Villain. Chillin' Villain will have a great save right there, but this is not a freestyle competition, so Captain's Curse will move on. Next up, we've got Larry Lobster and Crustacean versus Miguel Duenas and Ice Cream Man. Ice Cream Man with a big lead off the start, and he will push Crustacean out of his way to get the win. Next up, we've got Jonas and Blue Thunder versus Sandra Colney in Snowhawk. This is the final race of round 1. Who will advance on to round 2? Oh man, I thought Snowhawk almost had a block crash for the win, but no, Blue Thunder will get over the crash and will get the win. Nice job for Blue Thunder. It is now time to kick off round 2 out here with Not Just Gabe and Earthshaker Ice versus Patrick Starr and Patrick Monster Truck. Patrick has a huge lead going down the straightaway, and Patrick will once again defeat Earthshaker Ice. Next up, we've got Lizard Gaming and Avenger versus Mosham Collector 2008 and Northern Nightmare Ice. And Avenger will get the win. Next up, we've got Squidward Q Tentacles and Squidward Monster Truck versus the Cameron 9785 in Monster Mutt. It was a good race, 2 fast trucks, and it was about even for quite a bit of the race, but Squidward will just pull ahead to get the win. Next up, we've got Liam's Toy Time in 32 Degrees versus Monster Truck Sid and Walmart Museum Truck. Who's close right there? Oh, can Monster Truck Sid pull around 32 Degrees? No, he will not, and 32 Degrees will advance on as Monster Truck Sid got a bit swirly. Next up, we've got Nathaniel Evans and Monster Mutt Dalmatian Ice versus Sandy Cheeks and El Toro Loco. Oh, not really what Nathaniel Evans is looking for, as he kind of comes off weirdly off the ramp, which will allow for Sandy to move on. Next up, we've got Eugene H. Krabs and Mr. Krabs Monster Truck versus the Chocolate Drive and Mechanical Mischief. Ooh, and Mechanical Mischief will crash, and Mr. Krabs will move on. Next up, we've got Scrap and Prowler versus Mum and Yeti. And Yeti will get the win with a block. Next up, we've got Monster Jam Extreme and Vixen versus Spin Master Monster Jam and Santa's Monster Sleigh. This is going to be an interesting race. We've got one of Santa's reindeer versus Santa himself. Let's see who will get the win. And if only Santa's Monster Sleigh hadn't been laying right there, Vixen could have possibly gotten past for the win. But Santa's Monster Sleigh with the crash block will get the win. Next up, we've got Bubble Buddy and Mohawk Warrior versus Squilliam Fancy Sun in Octanator Ice. Ooh, Mohawk Warrior will fall off the side, and Octanator Ice will get the win. Wow, what an upset out here by Squilliam, taking down somebody from the top 5 in the points. Wow. Next up, we've got SpongeBob SquarePants and SpongeBob Monster Truck versus Zona Monsters and Bad Company Ice. Ooh, Bad Company Ice will come off the ramp weirdly, which will allow for SpongeBob Monster Truck. Next up, we've got Aaron1234 Channel and Team Hot Wheels Firestorm versus Monster Jam California in Northern Nightmare. Ooh, Northern Nightmare comes off the ramp a bit weirdly, which will allow for Team Hot Wheels Firestorm to advance. Next up, we've got Kitty Witty and Monster Mutt Husky versus Flying Dutchman and Track Ace Tires Gravedigger. Track Ace Tires Gravedigger had the lead there going down the ramp, but will spin out, allowing for Monster Mutt Husky to get the win. Next up, we've got Mohawk Warrior 001 and Bigfoot versus Nicole Johnson and Tasmanian Devil. Ooh, Tasmanian Devil get the upset. No, Bigfoot will just push past her for the win. Next up, we've got Gary the Snail and Monster Mutt Ice versus Berto Trevino and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. We've got a battle of the dogs out here. Which one will move on? Humberto kind of pushing Gary a bit over to the side will allow for him to get the win as he keeps rolling. Next up, we've got SpongeBob Fan 23 in the 2020 Christmas Stunt Truck versus Dead Panda in Captain's Curse. Captain's Curse will have a crazy crash going down the ramp, which will allow for the 2020 Christmas Stunt Truck to move on. Next up, we've got Miguel Dueñas and Ice Cream Man versus Jonas in Blue Thunder. This is the final race out here in round number 2, who will advance on to round number 3. Oh, this is close, but Ice Cream Man with the block will defeat Blue Thunder. It is now time to kick off round 3 with Patrick Monster Truck versus Avenger. Avenger had the lead going down the ramp, but it looks like he got stuck on something which kind of slowed him down. And Patrick, with one of the farthest passes yet, will get the win. Next up, we've got Squidward Monster Truck versus 32 Degrees. And 32 Degrees with the block will get the win. Next up, we've got El Toro Loco versus Mr. Krabs Monster Truck. Ooh, get El Toro Loco. Oh, El Toro Loco will barely get the win and push past Mr. Krabs for the win. Next up, we've got Yeti versus Santa's Monster Sleigh. And Santa's Monster Sleigh with the block will get the win. Next up, we've got Octanator Ice versus SpongeBob Monster Truck. SpongeBob tried to get the block, but it's not going to work out as Octanator Ice will get the win. Next up, we've got Team Hot Wheels Firestorm versus Monster Mutt Husky. And Monster Mutt Husky will get the win and defeat Team Hot Wheels. Next up, we've got Bigfoot versus Monster Mutt Rottweiler. Ooh, Monster Mutt Rottweiler had the lead at first, but Bigfoot will get the win. Next up, we've got 2020 Christmas Stunt Truck versus Ice Cream Man. This is the final race of round 3, who will advance on to the quarterfinals. The Ice Cream Man will crash in 2020 Christmas Stunt Truck will advance on. Alright everybody, we're now in the quarterfinals. Here are our 8 quarterfinalists. Inside of Patrick Monster Truck, we've got Patrick Star. Inside of 32 Degrees, we have Liam's Toy Time. Inside of El Toro Loco, we've got Sandy Cheeks. Inside of Santa's Monster Sleigh, we've got Spin Master Monster Jam. Inside of Octanator Ice, we've got William Fancy Sun. Inside of Monster Mutt Husky, we've got Kitty Witty. Inside of Bigfoot, we've got Mohawk Warrior 001. Inside of 2020 Christmas Stunt Truck, we've got SpongeBob Fan 23. So who will advance on to the semifinals? Will it be Patrick Star or will it be Liam's Toy Time? It's swirly. Oh, can Patrick make a come from behind? No, Liam's Toy Time will keep it straight, and that will allow him to move on. Who will go to the semifinals? Will it be Sandy Cheeks, or will it be Spin Master Monster Jam? Spin Master Monster Jam had a strong start, but just couldn't keep it up, and Sandy Cheeks will blow past him for the win. Who will go to the semifinals? Will it be William Fancy Sun, or will it be Kitty Witty? Ooh, both trucks were fast, but Kitty Witty was faster, so he gets a really far pass and will advance to the semifinals. We'll go to the semifinals. Will it be Mohawk Warrior 001 or will it be SpongeBob Fan 23? It's a battle of best buddies out here, so let's see who will come out on top and go to the semifinals. As this is the last race in the quarterfinals. And I will get the win with a crash block and defeat Mohawk Warrior 001. It is now time for the semifinals out here. Here are the 4 semifinalists. We've got Liam's Toy Time, Sandy Cheeks, Kitty Witty, and SpongeBob Fan 23. Who will go to the final round? Will it be Liam's Toy Time or will it be Sandy Cheeks? Sandy with a big lead, but she will spin out, and Liam's Toy Time will get the win. Who will go to the final round to face off against Liam's Toy Time? Will it be Kitty Witty or will it be SpongeBob Fan 23? Oh man, I got almost a little stoppy in, but hey, I'm so happy with 3rd place. Nothing to be ashamed of in this tough lineup, and Kitty Witty will go to the finals. Alright everybody, we've made it to the final round out here in Holiday Racing Season 7, Event Number 7. We started off the morning with 58 of the fastest holiday-themed monster trucks. And we're now down to the fastest 2. Holiday Racing fans, are you ready to meet our final round contenders? Coming out first, making his 3rd season appearance in a row, this is Liam's Toy Time in 32 Degrees versus in the other lane out of Tampa, Florida, looking for their second event win on the season. Coming straight out of the dog pound, this is Kitty Witty and Monster Mutt Husky. Who will get the win and get the next 58 points on the board? Let's find out. It's showtime. It's close, but Kitty Witty with the block will get the win. Oh, man, great job for Liam's Toy Time. Hey, Liam's Toy Time, I'd love to give a shout out to you, man. You've worked so hard this year. You're probably having your best season ever. Keep trying, man. I know you're going to get a win at some point in this truck. 32 Degrees is a fast truck. I know Jonas, who drove it last year, got a win in it. So I have a lot of confidence and faith that this 32 Degrees truck will get him a win before the end of the season. But Kitty Witty, great job out here. He made a tough event last time around yesterday, but now he came out here today and got some redemption and got some more points out here. He desperately needed this to get back into the top 5, so great job for Kitty Witty for picking up the next 58 points. There's Kitty Witty, our winner, showing up here to the track after a second event win here on the season. Kitty Witty now has the most wins out of all the competitors on the season with 2 now, while the rest of the competitors either have 1 or 0. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the points out here after the event out here this early morning. And let's go ahead and also take a deeper look here into the top 5. As in 5th place, remaining there after a round 3 exit will be Lizard Gaming and Avenger with 302 points. He's still doing good and having a great season out here. In 4th place, remaining there after a good event today, making it all the way to having a round 2 loss will be Bubble Buddy Mark Ware with 312 points. And then in 3rd place, I think jumping up maybe a position, I can't really remember. After his 2nd place finish today, losing in the final round will be Liam's Toy Time in 32 Degrees with 314 points. In 2nd place, 325 points after a round 3 exit will be Aaron 1234 Channel in Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. And then in 1st place, only 9 points ahead after a round 2 loss will be Flying Dutchman in Track Ace Tires Gravedigger with 324 points. All the drivers in the 300s are really close right now, and they are all in the top 5 as in this event we're starting to have drivers now enter into the 300 points. A lot of the drivers are also in the 200 points. And I think we can officially say and confirm that I believe every single driver competing has now entered into the 100 points. A lot of people are entering into 200, and then the very top of the elite are now in the 300s. Alright, everybody, that's going to be the end for this event. Everybody, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you guys can be notified for when Holiday Racing Season 7, event number 8 comes out. Have a God bless day, everybody, and we'll see you all soon for some more Holiday Racing action.